Hello guys, and thanks a million for watching. This is Dasha from Russia here, and today I'm gonna film you a video with 10 most extraordinary facts about me. Guys, today I had a very busy day. It was the first day when I had a workout in the gym. After a while I was ill with coronavirus, that's why I did not visit the gym, and today I came to the gym and had a really good workout. I'm very satisfied. Maybe I'll put you some small video about it. And you know, there were only a few people in the gym. I don't know why. Maybe because of the lockdown, maybe because the Black Friday is coming, I don't know. So, guys, you will probably hear some noise because I don't feel like doing the job my dishwashing machine is doing instead of me. So, if you hear some noise, excuse me, please. Okay, guys, let's get started. The first fact is that I'm a psychologist, a scientist. I used to be a scientist, a scientific researcher, and I also used to be a teacher of psychology in the department of psychology in a classical university. And I have been teaching psychology approximately for 7 years. Even now, it seems to me more than 7 years, almost 8 years since I retired from the university. And I quit from the full-time job as well, and I continue getting in touch with my students. We really love each other, and some of them are my friends. So guys, I really love my profession. Oh, that's my cat. You hear him? Kuza, come up here, join and help me telling about myself. Okay, guys, so I really love psychology. Now I'm a practitioner. I give consultations to people for their psychological problems. I help people from all over the world and from Russia as well. But nowadays, because of the lockdown, because of coronavirus, I decided to go more online. So guys, my another profession is English language. I used to be an interpreter, and nowadays my command of English leaves much to be desired, and I know it. And I'm working to improve it every day. And guys, I really love English and I love foreign languages, but English is my love for a lifetime. So, the second fact is that I'm a very competitive person, and I always love to be the first whatever I do, and I'm a perfectionist. And when I used to study at school and in the university, my marks would be the highest. I was the best student in my year and one of the best students in the whole department of psychology. I would take part in different competitions, educational contests, educational Olympiads, and I would be almost always the winner, the prize winner. Guys, the next fact, the third one, is that I have no tattoos, and I never actually wanted one. I don't know, maybe it's just not my thing. I don't mind other people having their tattoos, but simply this is something that I was not inclined to do in my life. You know, maybe my ways of self-expression were in other spheres, and I have never ever thought about being inked for the sake of memory. By the way, guys, I'm a really moody person. I always change my mind. I want to change something in the way I look, in my image, in my accessories, in the perfumes I wear. Every year I make crucial changes in my perfume wardrobe. I sell or give away some perfumes which I used to love, and I get rid of them simply because no more they satisfy my taste. So I think that with tattoos I would really regret if I made one. I don't know, but simply that's not my thing. You know why I say that this is an extraordinary fact? Because nowadays so many people are inked, so many people have tattoos, that it has become more of an ordinary thing than of extraordinary. And it's extraordinary not to have the tattoos. Maybe one day I will make one, I don't know yet. But I have never ever wanted to get one. The next point, the next fact, is that my biggest dream in life was to become a model. But it actually never came true, guys, because my measurements would never fit into the standards of modeling career. And I really suffered from it because, you know, I'm actually a tall girl. I'm 181. It seems to me that in feet it's almost 6 feet tall. And I look skinny, but I was never skinny enough to fit in these standards. And guys, you know, I tried several times to apply to different agencies, and at that time, it was 12-15 years ago, there was no such thing like plus size models. So if you did not fit in, you would be simply an outsider in this sphere. And guys, you know, I was so persistent, I was so persevering that I decided to become an independent model. You know, there was such an internet platform which is called LiveJournal, and I decided to search for photo artists, photographers, creative people, and to become an independent model. And you know, it worked. Maybe because that was my big dream and it came true, but in quite another embodiment. Guys, I was so happy to have an opportunity to express myself through the photography, that nowadays I apply this experience when I want to make photo sessions, for example, with my husband, with my girlfriends, with my relatives, and I use all my skills which I acquired while being in front of the camera. I use them being behind the camera. And guys, my favorite epoch in fashion, mass culture, perfumery is 90s era, in music as well. I think the most beautiful couture was created back then. And you know, guys, I really regret that I was not persistent enough to go further on and apply to different agencies, go on applying to different agencies. But maybe that was because I was really satisfied with the way it was and with what I gained, with what I achieved. Maybe, guys, I'll put you some pictures of my modeling period, and I hope you will like them. Okay, the next fact is that I have already lived, I'm 35, and I have already lived in 3 countries, 3 different countries, though there are post-Soviet countries, all of them. These are Ukraine. I was born in the USSR, in the USSR in 1985. And I have lived already in Ukraine, in Belarus, in Russia, of course, as well, what can I say? I have moved from one place of living to another for 10 times already. Can you imagine? And every time we move, now we do it with my husband and with my cat. It's so stressful, guys. I think I'm gonna film you a video about some pieces of advice and my own experience of a psychologist, how to make your moving from one place to another less stressful, full of pleasure, full of adventures, and how to adapt in a new place as quick as you can. The next fact is that I'm a really good cook. I'm really good at cooking. Of course, I'm not too shy to say that, and maybe a little bit pretentious, but guys, you know, I love cooking. I used to live together with my grandfather and my grandmother, and my grandfather was an infinitely good cook. He was one of the best cooks I have ever met. He could cook a dish of any complication, from any cuisine all over the world, and he would do it so graciously, so perfectly, that everyone who would come to our house and try these dishes, be treated with those dishes, would praise my grandfather and tell that he's a chef. His cooking skills are of the highest quality. And you know, my grandma would say, "Oh my God, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot cook, you cannot do the simplest things of housekeeping, how will you live your life?" And so on and so forth. You know, in post-Soviet countries, people pay a lot of attention while bringing up the girls. And you know, it's so annoying that the parents and grandparents are afraid of the thing that the girl does not want to do the household chores, she does not want to cook, and they are afraid that no one will propose her to get married. I know this is total bullshit, because you know, cooking is something that you should do being in a very good mood, being in the mood, just in the mood for it. And if you don't like it, please, nowadays there are so many services of prepared food, there are so many opportunities to cook less, or if you earn a lot of money, you can hire a housekeeper, a cook, and he or she will do it for you with great pleasure. But I took, after I was just noticing a lot, remembering a lot, writing down something, consulting my grandpa, and when I started to live by myself, I started to cook everything properly, immediately, from the scratch. Guys, you know, this was really amazing, because I'm really grateful to my mom, to my dad, and to my grandpa, who would never force me to do that, because it made me be interested, get involved, learn a lot, study a lot, practice a lot. And that's why I can cook almost any complicated dessert. For instance, I cook pavlova, and it's considered to be the dessert of high level of complication. And I can cook any meat, fish, dishes, and so on and so forth. My husband is really happy with the fact that I love cooking, simply because he does not love it. And guys, you know, this is some kind of, it pays some kind of therapeutical, psychotherapy effect on me. As long as I'm annoyed, I've had a tough day, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to see anyone, I don't want to talk to anyone, I go to the kitchen and start doing magic. And I really love it. It calms me down, it makes me feel alive. I take what's chaotic and breathe life in, and breathe art in. I think cooking is art. The next fact. Oh my God, I have praised myself so much. Am I a shy person? No, certainly I'm not. Seventh point, the seventh fact about me is that I have never been to a beauty doctor, and actually, guys, I do not trust those methods of supporting your beauty, like beauty injections. I will explain it to you guys. I know most of you will say, "Oh my God, these methods are reliable," and so on and so forth. So many people turn to it. You are already 35. What are you thinking about? You have to go and do the Botox. Guys, I won't do it. As for the plastic surgery, I really trust it because I know how it works, and it really works, and the results are quite predictable, and the results are quite reliable. As for instance, eyelid lifting, if you go to a surgeon and do it, this surgery will be enough for 15 years or even more. This is a very stable it's a very stable surgery, and the result will be enough. It will one surgery will be enough in a long-term perspective. As for the beauty injections, you know, I'm constantly trying to learn something new, to find out, to read empirical research works from abroad. And what I learned about the beauty injections was really confusing. Because, you know, guys, especially when you have health issues, you should treat every little thing you are considering of doing with yourself, with your body, with your face, with your appearance. You should consult it as profoundly as you can, as deep as you can. And guys, for instance, Botox injections are known to be blamed of triggering autoimmune processes. You know, I have issues with thyroid gland. Half of my thyroid gland was removed. That is why I should really always take care about the area which is near my thyroid gland. I mean that I have to get rid of the symptoms of cold as long as possible, as quick as possible. I have to cure my teeth regularly, go to the dentist and make checkups. I have to do this, to do that. I have to prevent any inflammation in the area of my thyroid gland. And how can I put myself in such a dangerous situation when Botox is just a trigger for... It causes some kind of paralyzed state of your muscles, and it's toxic. That is why it has so much risk. You have so much risk in triggering autoimmune processes, and autoimmune processes are so dangerous because, for instance, there are some diseases like Hashimoto disease and autoimmune thyroiditis, which means that the cells of your thyroid begin attacking themselves, and your body simply destroys itself, its organs. And guys, can you imagine the consequences? And the thing that I really don't like about beauty injections is that you cannot do it once in a while and then forget for several years about it. No, you have to visit a beauty doctor every 6 or 9 months and do this, add a little bit here and there, remove a little bit here and there will always be something that you should fix. That is why you will have to pay money. And you know, in this sense, plastic surgery is much more reliable thing, and it's much more easy to understand how it works. Of course, it's dangerous. You have to, while you undergo a plastic surgery or any surgery, you will have to go through an anesthetic process, and it's dangerous as well, despite the fact that the medications of anesthetic spectrum have really improved. They are up to date, they are less harmful, but still they are harmful. So any intrusion, any invasion, any intrusion in your organism cannot go without consequences, guys. So, you know, I'm 35 already, or yet, and I'm really satisfied with the way I look. maybe one day I will consider plastic surgery, maybe round facelifting, or I don't know, eyelid lifting, or because time goes by so quickly and we are not as young tomorrow as we used to be a year ago, 2 years ago, and so on and so forth. I don't want to say, oh, I will never do it, but now my position is just like it is. So the AIDS fact, guys, you will be really surprised. You know, I'm not afraid of the majority of things most of the people are afraid of. I will explain it to you, guys. I'm not afraid of the mice, I'm not afraid of rats, I'm not afraid of spiders. You know, the feeling which I get when I look, I see a mouse, and I look and I feel like, yuck. No, I'm afraid, I'm not afraid, but I always look at them and I think that they can be infectious, they can be dangerous at some point. Snakes as well. But if I see a spider who has come to our house without any invitation, I simply take a piece of the newspaper, pick this spider and throw him away from our house. You know, there once was such an incident with us, with my husband and me. 3 years ago, we moved to the city we now live in, and we hired a really expensive house. We decided that we need such an experience before we had started to build our own house, and we need to find out what pros and cons of living in the private cottage house, and what disadvantages in the arrangement of everything, what kind of repairment or decoration we need, some aspects of building materials, of central heating, and so on and so forth. So we hired a really expensive house. You know, it cost, it seems to me it cost almost $100,000, I don't know, and for our city it's expensive. No, not 100, $150,000, and for our city, for the level of life in Russia, it's rather expensive. And when we moved there, we would have expected anything to happen, but not the thing that happened, actually. Guys, when we first came there, we moved there, we were so tired that we fell asleep immediately. And the next day was really hilarious day. I remember that day. Oh my God. You know, I was cleaning something, cooking something, and I heard a sudden noise, really reminding me of like scratching. And you know, I could not figure out what it was. And I opened the door of the drawer where the rubbish bin was standing, and a little mouse jumped onto me from this rubbish bin. Oh my God, I was really shocked. I was not afraid, but I felt such a disgust, you know, guys. Oh my God, and we decided to get rid of this mouse as soon as possible, but it would not be, it did not want to be caught. We tried to catch it with different remedies, with different, how to say, utensils, technical things, mechanisms, and the only thing that worked was a special glue for the mice. We went to the store where there was a lot of stuff for gardening, and there was a lot of stuff for getting rid of cockroaches, mice. Oh my God! You know, the point is that it was a very expensive house, and how the hell the mice got there, I cannot understand. And guys, it really helped. That glue really helped us because the mouse got glued, got stuck into the glue, and the next step was to remove it and to throw it away because it was alive. It was so hard to do it. I took a plastic box and I took a plastic bag. I grabbed this mouse, tore it, ripped it off the glue. I really was not afraid to do that, guys. My husband would say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry for the mouse. I don't want it to die." And I was the strongest woman in my family to do this job. Guys, the next day, another mouse was caught onto the glue, and I had to remove it again. So guys, I'm really not afraid of the majority of things most of the people are afraid of. And by the way, I'm not afraid of blood, I'm not afraid of injections, I'm so much into the topic of medicine, surgery. You know guys, I think if I had not become a psychologist and an interpreter and a blogger as well, I would have certainly become a doctor. Maybe a surgeon or a pediatrician, I don't know. But surgery is the thing I would definitely cope with, deal with. Because guys, you know, I have a firm hand. If I do something, I do it very confidently. For instance, I can make injections at home. I mean, if we need some vitamins or antibiotics injections prescribed by a doctor, they say, "Oh, go to the nurse." The doctor prescribes us those things and says, "Oh, go to the nurse or hire a nurse and she or he will make you injections." And I say, "Okay, I can do them myself." And I'm really good at this thing, guys. No one from my family ever has bruises or some uncomfortable senses while I do an injection, while I make an injection. And I even make injections for myself because I have health issues and sometimes I have to do some medical injections with different medications for myself, and it's never a problem for me. The next point, guys, it will probably surprise you. I'm a religious person. I'm a believer and I'm an Orthodox Christian. And before the lockdown, before all this shit with coronavirus occurred in the world, my husband and I would go to the church almost every Sunday. You know, I'm not ashamed, I'm never ashamed to admit that publicly that I'm a religious person, that I'm a believer, I believe in God, I try to do charity, and not because the God said, this is not the reason, because I have an inner urge to do so, to act this way. And guys, you know, I was so much into the topic of religion that even my thesis and my scientific works were dedicated to psychology of religiosity. And the topic of my scientific research work in my thesis, which I defended and became a PhD in psychology, was psychological consequences of personalities, individual religiousness. So, not only I am a religious person, but I am also a curious person, and I was wondering what kind of transformations the religion makes in a person as long as a person accepts God and accepts the religion consciously. And I got really interesting results. If you are curious about it, let me know. Maybe I'll make you some video, because that was really, for many years, that was a topic of my great interest. And the last point, the last fact, is that I'm good at singing. Guys, you will probably want me to sing something, but you know, my voice is still not as good as it used to be before the coronavirus, but I hope it will restore. Though, I'll try to sing you a little extract. Maybe you know such a singer. She was popular in the mid-2000s. Her name is Paulina Griffiths. If you don't know her, just Google it. Okay. Show me the way to get to your heart now. Please realize you are the one. Don't go away, 'cause I can't imagine losing you, baby. You make me feel like home. My voice is too low today, guys, so excuse me for that. But believe me, maybe one day I will sing you something else. So guys, this was all for today. What kind of facts were really surprising for you, and what kind of facts have a coincidence with you? Maybe you have the same in your life. I don't know. Feel free to leave any comment. I will be happy to see a feedback from you. I was happy to film you the video today. Thanks a million for watching again, guys. I would be infinitely glad if you would subscribe to my channel, like this video and turn on the notification bell. Love you so much, guys. See you in my next video. That was Dasha from Russia. Bye bye.